Hello, this is Abram, and welcome back to the Success Podcast, where you will learn everything you need to know to be successful physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. Today, I want to talk about the mental switch you can make in order to make double, triple, 10 times more income. You won't have to worry about gas prices ever again. This will actually solve the gas prices problem. And the same switch will be able to make you lose all of the body fat you want to lose. Does that sound interesting? Well, listen up. So let's start with gas prices. So gas prices have been going up in the US and I think around the world. And the way I see it, you could look at it three different ways. One, you could blame the president and say, like, this is all Joe Biden's fault that, gas prices are going up here and around the world. You could say, this is because we're at war with Russia and the Ukraine, or at least we're not trying to help Russia, so we're trying to, like, harm them by not giving them billions of dollars or whatever we're doing. Or you can look at it the third way, and that is that these gas companies are making record profits and they don't need to make billions of dollars every year. If they made like a $1 billion less or like $100 million less a month, could they do that in order to keep all of these economies afloat and really help out around, globally, like all around the US? Is that a possibility? Probably. But you'll never see that. You'll never see them blaming the gas companies. You'd see one of like the first two. You'd either see us blaming the president, or you'd see us blaming the war, or you see us blaming the gas companies. Which one of those three is right though? None of them. None of them matter. None of them matter at all. Like, if you think that any one of those three make any difference in the way that you should live your life, you are, like, flat out wrong. Because the truth is, your time and energy is not worth spent trying to agonize over the war, trying to blame a president for any of your current life situation, or trying to blame these gas companies. Because the solution to the gas prices could just be make more money so you don't have to worry about what the price of gas is. If you pay an extra 100, 200 bucks a month, how about you just make an extra $5,000 a month so you don't have to worry about that? That could sound really arrogant. I know I'm already losing people here saying that. But let's dive right into that. How could you actually make the income? It's the same mental switch. So, if you want to make more income, a common thing I hear is like, if only I had like the previous generation. The previous generation had this, they had that. I'm a millennial, I'm 31 years old, I'm going to be 32. And I can either say, I wish I had my parents' life where the houses were really cheap, where I didn't need a college education and I can get a steady job out of school, and X, Y, and Z, all these benefits that they had. And I can use that as a justification for why I can't live my best life. Or I can just take my current situation, realize that this is the hand I've been dealt, and use the same switch in my mind in order to do what is necessary to be as successful as I want to be. A really good example of this. So I went to college. I went to a university school, and there was people from other countries that would go to school where I went to school. I would always ask them, just out of curiosity, what is the difference between, this school and where you went to school? Do you know the one commonality between every single person I asked? They come from other countries and they go to the US for school. What do you think they say? They say, I can't believe how easy school is here. This is the same school where people are having mental breakdowns because they can't handle the workload because it's so hard, but they have a completely different perception of what is hard. Same workload, same situation. They come from a different environment where one felt hard because of all the things they had to do. They came to us and it seems easier because they don't have to do as much to see the same type of results. I can tell you 100% that is also the solution to the income problem. If you believe you can't, or if you believe that you can't make as much money because you don't have enough things going for you, you are 100% right. Because you will never deal with what you have been dealt. Instead, you're going to complain, moan, and justify why you need to stay where you're at. Instead, if you were to use that mental switch and be like, this is the hand I'm dealt, I have to work a job and a half to make as much, that's life. That's what I got to do. I got to work all of this. I got to work, 60 hours a week when my parents only needed to work 40. That's the life you have. If you want to make these hard choices in order to get the life that you don't have, if you were to just be able to handle that mental and emotional anguish that comes around with burnout and everything that's associated with that, if you figure out how to dial in that mentality, all of that work feels easy. If it feels easy, then you're going to make more money. And it's not going to be hard. It's not going to stress you out. You're not going to burn out because of it. And this is the same thing that I do with clients and that I've seen because I have clients. I'm a health and fitness coach. And I have a health and fitness program that has a 100% guarantee inside of it. I've had multiple people lose over 100 pounds. Those people that have lost 100 pounds, do you think they feel like a completely new person, like they've never been happier and they're happy all the time and life is perfect now that they've lost over 100 pounds? That's not true. What actually happened to allow them to lose over 100 pounds and keep it off is that they changed how they think about it. They changed how they feel about themselves. They fixed the underlying issue, the mental and emotional health side of things, because now how they feel about themselves changed. The choices they're making, the actions they're taking feel better. And what do now that they feel good about the actions they're taking? They take more of those feel-good actions. And what do more of those feel-good actions do? They move them closer to their goal. Then they continue to measure backwards. And this is all just a mental game. How much money you make. The problem with gas prices. How much body fat you lose is entirely just a perception. If you feel like it's hard, it is hard. If you were to instead just focus on what could you do to actually improve your current situation with the cards you've been dealt, that is how you're going to be successful. Whether it's income, whether it's fat loss, whether it's these gas prices. So those are my thoughts on how you can make that mental switch with the right perception and perspective on everything that you have inside your life and how you can get better. I have other podcasts where I interview other people. I would love if you check that out. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I hope you like this, and thank you for watching.